I'm going to take a different approach. Instead of using NFS like I was using for the file shares, I'm going to set up cluster FS so that they can synchronize across two nodes that have the same exact storage that will be shared. So first, I need to install XFS progs so I can use the XFS file system. So I'm going to do sudo install XFS progs -y. I'm going to verify which disk. All right, we have SDA. So then we're going to sudo make fs xfs -f-i size equals 512 /dev/sda. Let that run. That's pretty quick. Now we're going to make the directory that's going to mount to. So let data /gluster, since we're going to be creating a gluster cluster. Now we need to add this to our fstab. Okay, let's insert that here. You can see the previous configuration that I had. That. And then reload the daemons. And then we're going to mount it. So sudo mount -a df-h grep gluster. And there we have it. Okay. Now I need to install gluster fs server and enable the service and just verify the status. Gluster fs-server-y. Oh, space -y. And then once that finishes, we can enable the service. Systemctl enable now gluster d. And then sudo systemcl status gluster d. All right. So now that I have that, I need to create the way gluster fs is, you can't put it in the root directory, your data, you need to put it in a directory within it. So we're going to say data, gluster, and brick. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try and probe our peer that's already been set up. Sudo gluster peer probe. Oops, we want to do it on our number 3. Okay, probe success. And then now let's gluster peer status. They are connected. And now I'm going to copy this just so we don't do this. Let me go ahead and move this on over to this one. Don't know that's really going to matter which, but we can, let's just make sure this one is going to show that same status. Okay, there we go. Yep. Okay, now let's set up replication. So we're going to create a volume. Actually, instead of AI share, I think I'm going to change it to Pi share to be consistent with my other naming conventions I'm using. There are 2 devices in this. I don't have a third, so stick with that. So it's going to say prone to split brain. Maybe later on I'll think about adding a third. I'll say yes. All right, so we are going to just take a look and see what volumes exist. So, cluster volume list. No volumes present in the cluster. We're going to delete that folder and then recreate it. And then now let's try creating it again, telling it to force it this time. All right, that worked. And now we're going to start it. Success. Look at that. Cluster, volume, status, or info. All right, now we need to set up our clients. So instead of using NFS, we're going to use cluster client on those. Let's go to one of those. And now what we are going to do here, sudo have to update sudo apt install cluster fs -client -y. I've already unmounted the NFS shares. Interesting. I'm going to make a directory for our gluster share. Call it /data share. I was previously using the /data directory for the other shares that were there. Update fstab, stab. All right, so we're going to use 03 as the primary, and then we will use 04 as the backup server. So if for some reason it stops communicating here, it'll start writing here. Every time we update that, daemon-reload. Now we can sudo mount -a and df5a grep I share. And there we have it. Very nice. Now, let's see if I can actually create something. I'll probably have to mess with permissions as well. Nope. Okay. Let's just sudo that for now. What I'm going to do is go over to the next one. The same configuration over here, so that this will wait for the network to become available. I think what I actually might do, I might put my same, let's do the same protections there that we have. Defaults. All right. So let's say test from 03. Oh, no, it's actually from 02. So move that. It's from 02. Let's go back to 01 and do it. No, okay, there we go. All right, let's do this. Load that. Unmount. Mount. And there we go. And let's do another test here. Test from 0, 1. Exit that. Let's do this. Okay. Let's do an ls on that to see what's there. Okay, everything's going into the brick. Yep, right. Sudo touch. Let's go over to 0, 3. We haven't seen 04 show up yet. Let's go ahead and get rid of that test.txt. It's interesting that it's synced from the clients, but it hasn't synced from the secondary server. Oh, they have to mount it as well as a client. So we are going to make sure these are set up. It's got to mount itself. Okay. Yes, I did. Reload. All right, let's see. There we go. So now, if I do add a file from there, that should replicate touch test from 0, 3 and T. Oh, eventually I'll fix those permissions. Now let's go over to 4. Do the same there. Because all 4 of these have AI hats on them, I'm going to want my models to exist in this replicated share. All right. This over here. And there we have it. It does see the 0, 3. All right. And it's not this one, it did that to itself. So let's, let's just delete all these tests now. Well, actually, we can, just for the sake of being thorough, make sure that 0, 3 is able to see all of that as well. There we go. Got rid of those files now. All right, now that that's set up, moving on to my next project.